It's a big pleasure to be with you again on the program, and the program still remains The Economy Today on KAFTAN Television, King Adewale Film Theatre Arts Network Television. And this day we'll be talking about something that is very special, something that we just scratched a bit of it sometime in the past. But today we're dealing with it completely. And what's that we're talking about? We'll be talking about the Southeast Business and Investment Summit. Well, it will be happening soon. It will be happening in November. And we're preparing for it effectively from here. And today, I've got two people with whom to talk. By the way, this is Okechukwu Onoboko. Good to have you here again. And I have two eminent personalities that will be with me on the program this day to talk about it. One of them is the convener of the Southeast Business and Investment Summit Forum. He is the convener, and today he will help us to explain more of the things that are involved, and we will share it. I am talking about Ifedi Okwenna. He is doctor, of course, and he has a lot of things together. He is an investor in the first place. He is a publisher, I must say. He is also someone that I would say is also a technocrat. He is a lot put together. And I wouldn't forget to mention that he had once also a political lord and master, I must say, in the Southeast, because he was a commissioner in Anambra State. But apart from then, he has been among the kingpins, the kingmakers in Anambra politics. So he is here today. I want to say welcome to you, sir, Dr. Okwenna.
Thank you very much, my host and viewers. It's always my pleasure to be here.
Yes. I also have someone else that also is very vast when it comes to financial matters. He is retired bank manager. He just concluded that, and he is a trainer when it comes to financial matters, and he is also a lot more than all this. He is someone that works on ensuring that there is growth in any financial matter you have around you. And so it will be good for you to get to know that he is here with me and you will understand more about it. He is Elder Godson Eke. Elder Eke, it's good to have you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nbag, and thank you, viewers. I'm glad to be here this morning.
On this program, as always, we have other things we do. We have our news beats, we have from the business news, and a little bit of talk on financial matters. As the case may be, we'll know what we'll do today. But right away, we will want to look at what we have as our main talk straight away. We'll go on with that for a while. At a stage, we'll bring in another, and that way we'll keep going until we conclude this program this day. And so, let me go to the very start to say Southeast Business and Investment Summit, repositioning the Southeast as Africa's economic powerhouse. That is it. How do we go about doing this? I want to ask you, Dr. Ifedi Okwenna.
Thank you very much, Mr. Honorable, for the wonderful opportunity you've given me to explain. Southeast, in the past 20 to 30 years, I've been a sleeping giant. And we have really underperformed. We are everywhere developing the world.
Yes.
Everywhere you go, you must see a Southeasterner contributing immensely, not just paying tax, but being there to develop the place he found us. We made the world our home. if there's anything like globalization, we are the architects of globalization, because we are anywhere, be it in Israel, be it in US, you see an Igbo man, they are working as if that is where he comes from. Now, this dispersion has actually affected our homeland. The Southeast great potentials blazed by God, rich arable land, green vegetation, dense tropical rainforest, contiguity, large population. Recall that we are apart from Lagos, the population per square kilometer is thickest, the richest in the Southeast. So, in all these things, we notice that we are like a boson tree that will break and go far, while those animals by the tree will be hungry. So we have decided under our leaders that time is now for us to think of developing our homeland. We were a giant. We were an economic hub. We were the fastest growing economy on the face of the earth. That was in the late 50s and 60s. We went to war, unfortunately. We returned, and then we were fighting Second War survivor, and that led us to spread everywhere. Now the question is, can we continue? Because if all of us continue to move out there, the whole front will always remain like a place abandoned. So that's why the concept we developed and came back together. Let all businesses, investors, let's leverage an area of comparative advantage. What is our area of comparative advantage? You are businessmen. Whether you're a professor, whether you're a PhD holder or anything in the Southeast, you must be first and foremost be a businessman. Don't be surprised that you see a professor teaching in a university, he has a shop somewhere in the market where they do business for him. So that is who we are, and there's no doubt about that. People often say we like money. It's not true that we like money, but actually, is there anything wrong about liking money?
Nothing at all.
Because we know what better use of money. We use the money, we multiply money and make money to be more valuable. And that's the concept we came to be in the Southeast Business and Economic Summit Group. We decided last year, under the chairmanship of our most revered Obi of Furniture, Abogidi, His Royal Majesty, Igwe Nemeka Achabe, who chaired steering the service group. We now came together and said, let us for one start thinking home. Let us use what we have, which is business, and develop our homeland. Let us use business to create wealth. Let us use business to fight poverty. Let us use business and develop our homeland. That is what we're trying to do. We are not restrictive. We are trying to come back home to develop our homeland. We're equally trying to call other people to come join us. Let it be a reversal. We go out to develop other people. We want people to come to the Southeast. We are friendly people. You are sure that anything you produce in Southeast, the market is there for you. Well, the initial market used to be the largest market in the whole of Africa, West Africa. Aba is the industrial hub. Nnewi is the Japan of Africa.
Yes.
So all these things are in Igbo land. So the market is there. Well, we know the challenges of infrastructure is the bed, electricity, name them, more recently security. But we have come to a point where you know that the non-kinetic way of fighting security is by injecting fund into the system. There was, during the period of Oyibo in Nigeria was the safest because everybody is comfortable. We started having the insecurity all over Nigeria because of the economic challenges.
Yes.
So that shows you that economy has a direct linkage on security. So we believe that going further and doing what we want to do, we will remake the Southeast as an economic hub. We are determined to do that, and it is the time to do it for us is now. And we are using this opportunity. That's why we did the first summit last year, which was a preparatory summit. Now is the time to move out and invite all the Southeasterners and their friends, home and abroad, to be home. And let's remake our homeland.
Okay. Thank you so much. I would also want to say that even as we're talking about the fact that they are everywhere, I remember there's a popular saying that anywhere you go all over the world, if you don't find an Igbo man there, they said, run. Because the Igbos are the people that have the capacity to stay no matter how bad an area is, and they will make something good come out of that place. And so they're saying, anywhere you go, you can't find one, run. Because your life will definitely not be complete if you keep staying there. And so you have just confirmed it with what you said somehow. Okay. I also want to ask Godsineke,
yes,
CEO of GOE Concepts there Limited. Looking at what he has said, you also a Southeasterner and part of this project anyway. Remembering what had happened in the past, in the days of the
MI Power,
Okpara and Co, those times, Zik, the early period of independence, when we had this north, the east, and the west, and each region was almost, I would say, self-sufficient, and this produced things that helped their economy. Do you think that such a thing can ever happen again? Because definitely it was great then. We had oil in the southeast that served very well all over Nigeria. We had pyramids of groundnut in the north that everybody knew about. And then we had cocoa in abundance in the west. And these three products I just mentioned served effectively. There were others, but these were the three major ones. Today, Nigeria imports
literally everything.
And in fact, Nigeria imports cocoa, I must say, because what I'm saying is that we still bring in the refined products of cocoa back to our country. We still don't have it completely done here. What do you think about it? Can it ever happen again?
Yeah.
And made better if possible?
Yeah, I want to say that if it ever happened before, it could still happen again. Now, all we just need is the right kind of leadership, and that has been the challenge. Now, if we had continued in the trajectory that people like MI Power started in the development of the Southeast, if that trajectory has been sustained, if that momentum had been sustained, by now what we would have been doing is adding value. Because there are a lot of farm settlements here and there, and some of those farm settlements still exist, even though moribund.
Yes. I
still know that there are still in the area where I come from, kind of palm settlements where people were told people were walking, as young children that came up to discover, we were told our parents, some of them were employed, engaged to work in those places, and they were producing sufficient palm oil. There are rubber estates, rubber plantations, in the part of the country where I come from, especially in Abia State. There are also, if you go further down, because he governed the whole of southeastern states, if you go further down to areas like Obubara, Obudu, plantain, plantations, palm oil, and all those things. Now, if those things had been sustained by now, what would have happened is that with the era of industrialization that came up, adding value to these raw agro agricultural products is what we would have been talking about now, and that would have helped. Because we're told also in history that places like Malaysia came to this country and brought the first palm front that they used to go back and test run and try to produce in their place. And today now they are one of the world's leading, largest exporter of palm oil, and we are still here. Now, I think we can rekindle that thing from wherever we left. Of course, we don't even have a choice. We don't have a choice because everywhere is getting choked and saturated, whether nationally or internationally. The best thing to do now is to look inwards and to reinvent, try and see what we can do, to go back to the basics. And what are those basics? There's a lot of resources. There are a lot of abundant opportunities that has been left to lie fallow all these years. If we go back and add a little bit of industry to it, we will be able to not only get back to where we left over, we'll be able to come up, add more value, create a lot more industries, and be able to produce what will sustain us, both as a region and also as a nation. Okay. And then we'll increase capacity, get people trained. What I think this summit should also do is to try and create, and as part of advocacy, show people investment opportunities that are abound in the Southeast.
We are still going to talk about all of them here now. That's why we're here in the first place. So we'll still talk about all those opportunities. Because I remember that as a kid, they used to tell us about Omunike Cave in my state, Anambra. And I was so afraid that, I never went to that cave. I was so afraid because they kept saying, if you're not led, if somebody does not guide you, if you enter there, you will get lost. So, and things like that. So, in fact, at the stage, people wanted to take us there. Me, I refused to go because I said I don't want to lose my life. I was so afraid, and up till now, I've not gone there. So I hope that maybe within the period of this summit, that there will be opportunities that will enable people like me to still go and see such a place.
Yeah.
There is this other waterfall that is somewhere around Udi in Enugu State. There is a huge waterfall that is there. And there is another one that is also somewhere in Kano that will go under it, and there is a huge water body there that people can stay and enjoy themselves. There are many things like that all over. And just as Ifedi said, Doc, you said that you talked about the greenery. The entire area has the kind of thing that is natural that can help anyone that wants to stay in that area. We have every kind of fruit you can think of. And there is no kind of fruit you cannot find in the Southeast. And there are other things that can happen. There are huge businesses that we know about. There is salt production in Abakaliki, where they have the salt mines and all that. And a lot. There are many things that we can talk about. And agricultural produce, they are at their best in this area, but they seem to have been abandoned. Are you going to bring them up in this process, this summit?
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I said earlier, the migration of our people out of their homeland led to the abandonment of most of those vibrant things by my power did as Premier of Eastern Nigeria. I thank God some of our governors have started doing well.
Yes.
And the other day, one of the governors resuscitated the power facility in his state.
Yes.
These were the power station abandoned over something years ago.
Yes.
I think basically what we are trying to do is that we are looking inwards, and like you said, we are so blessed. And because we are so blessed, we found that anywhere, any direction you decide to go, you have abundance.
Yes.
So but we decided we are concentrating on 8 thematic areas, sectors, which we call the low-hanging.
Oh, good.
The low-hanging mainly this time is agriculture. Who say we can't give ourselves the best ranch the best meat facility, meat factory that we can use locally and export.
Yes.
It's unfortunate that some people still import meat into Nigeria. We say this cannot continue to happen. These are those things we can put meat under a good sanitary condition, repackaged, and the rest of them, and people are good to go. We know that the middle belt is like a landlocked area because the Port Harcourt port is not effectively being used. And the eastern flank, Port Harcourt to Maiduguri, is like abandoned area.
Yes.
So the eastern corridor must be opened.
Even that on the port
because
that we heard about
because you look at the eastern corridor up to, we used to trade with the Central Africa, up to Equatorial Guinea, Congo, Gabon, all those areas. That used to be as a child growing up. I was hearing about Panya.
Yes.
Panya today is the Equatorial Guinea. So our people were trading there. The informed border between informed Ogoja, between Cameroon and Nigeria is like an abandoned area because we are not effectively using that area. And Central Africa is so large up to Southern Africa that we can open up and invest. So we are looking at opening up this corridor by activities. Congregation of agro-produce, adding value to those agro-produce up to 30% as the law has prescribed, and then putting those things for export. Then we're thinking of infrastructure area, power. We're trying to look at how we can aggregate some different power sources that we can use either in industrial estates or certain sectors or certain locations to be able to effectively have power. As a commissioner, I remember when I worked on integration of waste energy with the gas injection to give us 8 megawatts of electricity. Investors who are ready to invest in it. Like we are doing a lot of investors from Asian countries are interested in partnering with us to invest. We're equally looking at area of even fintech. We notice that a lot of our people are still not having a lot of unbanked money. You need to go to Onitsha. People still carry large volume of money. So we must, as a people, try to make them to use the modern standard facilities they can trust. Then we are equally looking at area of even security, modern security, whereby we can be able to secure our area on our own way using modern technology with the government, with the current security architecture being command and control points. But the most important thing is that the technology is to be applied. We are looking at health. We cannot think of developing our economy without thinking of our health and well-being. We want to look at how we can convert it to purely commercial health, not too expensive, affordable, and effective, very effective health system. This includes issues like emergency ambulance system, issues like community health insurance scheme, issues like effective taking of some number of hospitals per state and putting it up to a standard that can provide a health care system. Then we are looking at other areas like ranching. We mentioned that. Then these are areas, the infrastructure. We look at logistics. The logistics is an area that if we don't tackle, it affects the food supply, because imagine somebody who is in Benue or in Taraba producing food and have to spend 3 million naira to transport it to Lagos. If you add 3 million naira to a truck, the price of food would skyrocket. Yes. So these are areas we are looking at so that we can gradually, as a system, allow it to grow. And we are getting a private vector. We have private sector people. We are getting investments from our colleagues out there in the other parts of the world, and from our own brothers who want to fund JVs We want to sign some JVs, joint venture partnerships, so that we can be able to do this, leveraging on government partnership.
Yes.
Because we believe that government has the duty to create an enabling environment that can be effective in midwifing business and in sustaining business. We're even planning to create new cities, because our cities are getting old with limited infrastructure and limited facilities. So in partnership with some Asian investors, we are creating new cities in some of the 5 states so that we can be able to effectively live in a modern environment while we are projecting our business.
Okay, I also hear that Anambra State is about to start what is it? Something free zone. What's it called?
Okay.
Export process, free trade zone.
Yes, free trade zone in Oboji. And trying to make sure that a lot of things will be there. So I believe that Anambra State government should also be putting the know effectively of this, so that they will also think of partnering with you effectively.
Yes, just on the free zone.
Yes.
We notice that we are underserved.
Yes.
We don't have good number of free zones.
Yes.
We have Enyimba Economic City, which is in Abia State, which is almost 10,000 hectares of land.
Okay.
We have Empower Free Trade Zone in Enugu, which adjoined the Lion Business Park, or in 9th Mile. These are free zones. But we know that some parts of Nigeria, Lagos Ogwelo has 18 free trade zones. And you cannot effectively attract investors when you don't have free trade zones. Free trade zones are areas handed where government leased out.
Yes.
Let me use that word.
Yes.
Free. Most of the things there are free. Tariff wise, you can produce, you can export.
Concessionary tariff.
Concessions are given. So we are eager working to make sure we have more free zones in the south, while trying to effectively, in partnership with these free zone owners already, because these are private free zone, free trade zones that we have. The south, the only federal government owned free zone is in Calabar. It's not in the southeast. So we want to effectively get these free zones. And I forgot to mention the MSME.
Yes.
We are the hub for MSME in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, yes, that's correct.
So we are launching a 50 billion MSME fund and program, which we want to use to create and help to grow MSME. You notice that the apprenticeship system, Eba Boy, originates from home, from our homeland. Now, gradually, Harvard has studied it. So many Ivy League universities have studied on Eba Boy. Now,
and the United Nations has adopted.
We are gradually
for it to be adopted.
It's poverty alleviation system, the most powerful, but we are gradually losing out. So we want to set up MSME fund as an accelerator, in the sense that you can go learn business, you can go learn skill acquisition, and you don't have fund. You can go and do the apprenticeship scheme. You don't have fund to take off. From our MSME fund, we give you a lifeline. Then we want to set up IDC centers, industrial domain centers. These are, if you look at a catchment like Aba, that produces garments, shoes, and the rest of them, all you need to give them an IDC center, where you can have equipments as they are. People walk up in the morning, go there, pay as little as 1,000 naira, enter into the facility, use all equipments in that facility. If you want to sew, you have your sewing machine, industrial sewing machine. Yes. You can. All you need is to buy your materials,
which is
within there. Enter into the IDC, continuously use it, and as you produce, we have clusters of exporters and distributors who are ready to take what you have produced. And that is why we think of our fintech.
Yes.
Because from there, the fintech will be there to give fund money as running capital to be able for you that now to go and buy those materials inside the market and then come to the IDC, use the IDC center and produce whatever you produce. The market is there for you to sell. Through that, we will empower so many young men and women, because the SME fund is for women-led businesses and youth-led businesses.
Yes. Okay, we will still continue with all these But right now we'll just take a break, and this break is not that we're going off, but then we want to look at our news beat. In just a few minutes, we'll return here and continue.
Interest capital market has grown remarkably, now valued at 1.6 trillion naira, with Sukuk dominating the sector's expansion. This milestone reflects increasing investor confidence in ethical and non-interest financial products. Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Dr. Imamotimi Agama, disclosed this in Abuja during a joint press briefing ahead of the 7th African International Conference on Islamic Finance, organized in collaboration with the Metropolitan Law Firm and Metropolitan Skills Limited. Dr. Agama said the overwhelming interest in recent Sukuk issuances reflects deep investor trust in the regulatory direction of the market. The 700% oversubscription of the last issuance underscored the massive investor confidence we have built, thus demonstrating a robust and growing appetite for ethical and non-interest financial products, he said. He added that the enactment of the new Investment and Securities Act 2025 has given the SEC a stronger and clearer legal foundation to span the non-interest financial landscape. According to him, with the new Investment and Securities Act 2025, we have a modernized regulatory framework that provides clarity and confidence, making the outcomes of this conference more actionable than ever before. Nigeria Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System for Agricultural Lending, NESL PLC, has facilitated over 70 billion naira in commercial financing for agribusinesses as of the third quarter of 2025, marking its strongest annual performance since inception. Established in 2013, the milestone represents nearly a quarter of NESL's cumulative 270 billion naira in financing to date, and underscores the success of its revamped strategy under new board and executive management. The achievement comes at a critical time when bank lending to agriculture had declined steadily from 6.18% of aggregate lending in 2022 to 4.82% in 2024, while sectoral growth slowed from 2.5% to 1.7% with the same period. By deploying its trademark value chain model and risk-sharing tools and technical support for agribusinesses and financial institutions, NESL has helped restore lender confidence and channel new credit into key value chains, including grains, cocoa, shea, and livestock. According to the agency, the intervention has driven improvements in local production and boosted export competitiveness, with more than 32% of the facilitated sum supporting value-added agricultural export. Consequently, agriculture's share of bank lending has risen to 5.33% as of May 2025. Two newly licensed banks have also joined the sector through NESL's framework, further contributing to the 70 billion naira facilitated so far this year. 70 billion naira may appear modest compared to the size of Nigeria's agricultural financing needs, but its significance is profound. It proves that agriculture can be commercially and sustainably financed, said NESL's Managing Director and CEO Saad Hamidu. With the right blend of capital, technical support, and risk mitigation, the sector has become more productive, resilient, and globally competitive, he added. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, has said the cost of the federal government electricity subsidy was reduced to 514.35 billion naira in the second quarter of 2025 from the 536.40 naira paid in the first quarter of 2025. The decline was by 4.11%, according to the Commission's third quarter report. The payment of subsidy was incurred due to lack of a cost-reflective tariff. NERC said the total amount invoiced by the GENCOs for energy delivered to each DISCO and the DRO adjusted embed invoice to the respective DISCOs during 2025 second quarter. It is important to note that due to the absence of cost-reflected tariffs across all DISCOs, the government incurred subsidy obligation of 514.35 billion naira, 21 This represents a 22.04 billion naira reduction in federal government subsidy compared to 2025 first quarter of 536.40 billion naira. The report also noted that although the subsidy obligation of the government decreased in naira terms of minus 22.04 billion naira, it accounted for 56.60% of the total GENCO invoice, which is a 0.44 pp increase compared to 2025 first quarter, when subsidy accounted for 59.16% of the total GENCO invoice.
Yes, that was our news beat, and I believe you got it okay with us. We're still on this program, and of course we are still handling the matter that has to do with the Southeast Business and Investment Summit, repositioning the Southeast as Africa's economic powerhouse. That's the truth about it. You know, it says repositioning, so it was there before. Now it's about to return to that same thing. Okay, Godson.
Yes, sir.
You have seen all of these. Is there any hope you think we have for this thing to be actualized? And what suggestions can you bring in too? I know that, of course, you are already part of this summit, but then let's hear some of it. And how do you get people who are outside to be inside so as to make it work well?
Yeah, hope is a constant thing about life. At any point in time, when you start losing hope about anything, you're only saying, I don't want to live again. And I want to say that there is a huge hope that this will really fly and succeed. Why do I say so? Because the region is not lacking capacity. The region does not lack human capacity. We are not lacking resources. We have everything at our disposal that could make, and we have people who also will be willing to come in and, you know, gauntlet of wanting to ensure that we develop this. And again, we have very vibrant demography of young people. These are people who, you know, just like Doctor has said, the movement that have taken us out of our locations is all because people desired better life. People desired to do one thing or the other. So that energy, that tenacity to succeed, we have it. So there is hope. The only thing we could do is this: do the necessary synergy with government, okay? So that infrastructure, just like most states are doing now in the Southeast, many states are tackling the issue of infrastructure to create the enabling environment. We also want to make sure that as they are doing these infrastructures, the ease of doing business should be such that it will encourage the would-be investors that will be interested in all the area of opportunity that we're going to open up to them.
Okay.
So these are...
Thank you so much. Now let's look at something else. To talk about this program, it's coming up in November, 26 to 28. But then, before then, there are awareness campaigns which will happen. And there are about roadshows and all that. Tell us about that, Doc.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like you said earlier, the Southeast Business and Investment Summit is 26 to 28 November in the cool city of Enugu. And it's expected that over 2,000 to 3,000 delegates from all over the world will converge on Enugu. And over 10 others will hook online, because it will be both virtual and physical. And to do this, we are equally trying to do a 7-city tour, roadshow, and to mobilize Igbo from all over to be able to join either physically or live.
Apart from Igbo, mobilize every other person.
Yeah, business people, business people,
Yes.
business people. We're kicking off in Abuja.
Okay.
What we call the national national opening up launch of the the summit.
Okay.
On 17th, Friday, 17th of October. We're doing that in a top rank hotel, top rank Galaxy in Otako there, Abuja.
Okay.
And we are getting the cream la cream of Igbo society who are coming there. The former Senate President, Ken Namani, is going to be the special guest of honor. Our speakers include Senator Inaya Baribe, who is the Senate Committee Chairman on Power. We are getting Professor Osita Obu, former National Planning Minister and Chief Economic Advisor to them, Mr. President. We are getting our revered Dr. Sam Amadi, who was the National Chairman of National Commission, Regulatory Commission.
Yes.
We are getting our own DGC, Dera Nadi, who is the current Deputy Controller General of Customs in Abuja here.
Okay.
These are the people who we talk to, our people, the investors, urging them to start thinking, putting something. We are not asking our people not to invest everywhere. We will continue to invest everywhere, but we say, as you're investing everywhere, put something there. Let us oil the economy of Southeast so that it can compete. Today we are not competing effectively. It may interest you that a state like Ogun State is overtaking all of us.
Of course,
Southeast
all of
together.
us,
So this is unacceptable. We are not asking Ogun to stop. We want to come up. We are no longer talking about Lagos. We are not talking of Ogun
State.
So that is a typical example of intentional action. If you have intentional action, you grow. We are going to have intentional action in the Southeast. That's what we are starting. So the roadshow for Abuja is 17th. From Abuja, we move into Abia, where we're going to mobilize the people there. From then, Abia, we move into Anambra. From Anambra to Imo. From Imo, we go to Lagos. And then mobilize our people in different parts of Lagos. Then we return to Ebonyi, finish Ebonyi, then move into Enugu, which is the final destination. There will be a few days to the summit. Because we are making sure that every serious investor from the Southeast comes in.
To be there.
That is not only there. We're equally trying to have the business dinner where we are launching the 50 billion MSME fund to help, and that comes up on 26th November in the evening. So that our own Prince Engineer Toys are going to share that section. Because we are bringing our business people. Let us provide a grant to support MSME and soft loan, to single digit loan to support MSME. When we succeed in doing that, it will be able to ignite the local economy. So we're asking people in Abuja to be there on 17th. Let us talk, dialogue as Omunna on how we are going to move in and intentionally develop Southeast. By that process, we intentionally develop Nigeria.
Yes, of course.
Because if Southeast start meeting up what is expected of them, we will no longer be known as people that sit at home on Monday. Because we are equally inviting those that sit at home on Monday to come after work on Monday, so that we can put more food on the table for us, ourselves, and for Nigeria.
Well, thank you so much. Looking at it this way, you've seen that there is an arrangement that is expected to work. And the only thing that will make it not to work is when it is not planned. Of course, you can see that the plan is already ongoing and it's been on. And by the way, this is the second edition of this summit. There was one last year and this is the next one. So that shows it's something that will be a continuous thing, so as to enable the group to work to bring the best even into the region. I believe that just as I know that the governor of Enugu State is the chief host, that the governors of all the other states are the co-hosts with him, and they will all work. And it's good we are seeing good work happening in Abia, happening in Enugu, happening in Imo, even Anambra. I want to believe even in Ebonyi State that there are works that are going on. we need this work, this effort, not doubled, but multiplied, made in multiples, so that even the people that are outside, not only will they send their wealth, they will also come home to help put things in order in the region. We'll still talk about it because there are so many big people involved, people who are from the Southeast doing business. But the fact is that, as I asked them the last time, there is this idea of being the stock exchange and all those things. We need to start seeing such things effective in the Southeast. And I believe that this summit will also help bring such things up. Isn't it, sir?
Yeah, exactly. Because we were leaders in the stock exchange business. Suddenly we lost that. You all know, when you go to the history, the first chairman of Nigerian Stock Exchange, as an Igbo man, Salu Ojuku. If you go there, you will see his picture still hang there. People did not know that their Papa Wharf today was his private jetty. He used to be his private jetty as a businessman and transporter. And that was where Nigeria acquired and met their Papa, today's Papa Wharf. Now, we noticed that we are then in the stock exchange. And suddenly, today, there are very few Igbo-owned enterprise that have gone to the stock exchange. Most of our stock exchange markets in the Southeast have all folded. The Onitsha Stock Exchange, the Omoya Stock Exchange, most of them have all collapsed or not doing well again. We want to re-engineer, because when there are economic activities, stock exchange will thrive.
Yes, exactly.
So if the activities are going down, then these are one of the few places. And we want to, part of this roadshow is not only mobilization, but training and giving advisory services and mentoring. We are trying to tell our big billionaires that if you keep on holding 100% of your company, tomorrow something may happen and that company collapses. And that's why we have a facility we called Succession Planning Project.
Yes.
That one is entirely a different project. Service is anchored, where we are continuously lecturing our people on need to do succession planning early in the day. And going to the stock exchange is part of the way. As a matter of fact, you can put a succession planning, because we notice that most of our businesses don't pass first generation. Once this first generation goes, by the second generation, the children of a big man or the children of a successful investor, most of the time don't want to continue
with that parents' business. Yes.
And it's because the father apparently, or the owner, the family head, in most cases, do not plan for succession. Today is that once they start planning for succession, it means that they are dying.
About to die.
No. You do succession planning early.
While alive, early.
So
it's not you can supervise what they're doing.
Every person, when you do succession planning, the man who will succeed that business is known by everybody. Include, so that when you do, in the case of the demise, everybody has already known the natural successor of that. And from there, you start mentoring, coaching, training continuously on whoever the person is coming to take over. And you don't start the successor, they will be successor from being the deputy managing director. That's the mistake we always make. Making to start from the lowest rungs. You will start learning from the ropes. Sometimes you will listen out to go to another company to go and serve as a low-level staff. You'll be able to have build the psychology, because leadership has a psychology. Have emotion, so that you see the man succeeding once he leaves. Some of them who even have appointed a successor, the business are going down because the psychology and mentality and the emotion and the value attached, the ethics attached to that business are left the business. These are areas we are putting much effort so that we can continue. Then we are encouraging to sell to the stock exchange. They are not going to lose. Instead, you gain more. Looking hopeful that maybe in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, a lot of business in the South will go into the stock exchange
Yes,
market.
and that is the kind of training that you also carry out in the GOE concept, is it not, sir?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that briefly before we conclude.
Yeah, yes. Because we at those of our GOE concepts, what we try to do there is also to open up the minds and the understanding of most business owners, and especially the MSMEs, to understand that, look, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. And that when you are there, you haven't started a thing, you need to continue to also develop yourself on how to make sure that this thing you have started today will outlive you. And then we open up their minds to open up their understanding, their minds, their ideas to where they can, because sometimes one of the major problem of MSME is to where to get capital to improve their businesses, to support what they are doing. And also because of lack of collateral, some of them are discouraged. But there are a lot of substitute collateral that we try to bring them up to look, to understand and say, look, if you have a good idea, if you have a very bankable idea, there are so many financiers that will be interested in supporting you and making sure. And there's something Dr. mentioned about this summit. They're going to launch about $50 billion MSME fund. This is where I think that the people from this region should also get interested, key into this, and ensure that it succeeds, because funding or supporting their businesses will be something that will be available to them.
Thank you so much. That's how we'll be packing it up for today. I want to say special thanks to Dr. Ife Diokwenna, the CEO, of course, of Service Group, that is Southeast Business and Investment Summit Group. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
We'll still talk more about this as time goes on.
Thank you.
As we partner with you to make sure that it's well perfected. And also thanks to Sir Godson Eke Elder, CEO of GOE Concepts Limited. We want to thank you for being part of this.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll continue to talk like this.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I want to say thanks to you, dear viewer, for being part of what has happened. And I believe you will still come again, because we still have many more things to share with you. Meaningful, useful, and I know you will not waste your time when you spend it with us. Thanks for being there. Let me say thanks to Eukaria Onyeneke, the one that has helped put us together to do this day. And not forgetting Samuel Wankwo and a lot of other fellows with whom we have worked. I will not forget that there are two victors. One is Victor Chizea, and the other one is Victor Ade Yeye. We have all worked together. I want to thank you for being there and for being part of it all. There is Eke Chukunalo. We also thank you for being part of what has happened. This is Okechukwu Onobogo. Not forgetting my boss, the producer of this program, above the supervising producer, talking about Ruben Okala. He is of course the head of station. This is where I would say, may the best happen to us all the time. I am not living alone. I'm living with my assistant, and that is Esther Abraham. May the best happen to us all the time.